101, the mini podcast project. I'm your host, Anthony Cruz, and I decided to do a second podcast today. And I'm leaning back this time. It's a lean back moment. And what can I tell you? When you get an opportunity like this, you absorb it as much as possible. So if you get a chance to record, I'm gonna tell you like this: you make the connections, you arrange it that they allow you to record, especially in a beautiful place like this. You run with it. You run with it, and you do as much as you possibly can, because you never know when that opportunity is going to slip from you. And as you can see, I'm chilling. I'm halfway through my cigar, and this is the same one as in the last podcast. And like I said, it's on the same gear. This is episode 2. All right, and RoboCop has joined the thing. I don't know about that trademark, but it's a really cool T-shirt. Bought this at last year's Comic-Con, and anybody who knows me knows I love my T-shirts, man. You give me vintage T-shirts, pop culture T-shirts. I love them. On the screen pass. And so I think when you evaluate defensive linemen, you evaluate So what shall we talk about today? I kind of covered a lot in the last one, but there's always something to talk about, always something to delve deep in. So let's get into a little bit about graphic design, because I'm an artist and I don't normally get a chance to talk about art. I always get distracted with so many other topics. Let's get into art. So I'm a traditional artist by training. I like to illustrate, I like to draw, I like to do all that. I like to animate, I do graphic design, the whole 9 yards. So I went and I transitioned from doing like normal mediums like pastels and paints to moving on to digital graphic design. So I like to draw and illustrate all on screen. I got this really, they call it Wacom, but I call it Wacom. I don't know, I like the word Wacom better than Wacom, but they call it Wacom. And the Wacom tablet, yeah, I'm gonna keep calling it Wacom. You want to sue me? Sue me. Okay. With the Wacom tablet, it allows you to draw digitally on screen. It's a fantastic product where you can you get a pen and it allows you to illustrate like if you were on paper. And when you have programs like the Adobe suite, you can do some really amazing pieces of artwork. And anybody seen my Creators Corner concepts, all that is done on the Wacom with the Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud, and I'm able to do some fantastic pieces that way. And you can animate, you can create websites, you can do brand packaging. Even when I edit, I use Adobe Premiere and I use Audition and all these other things. I am a creative whore. I'm an Adobe whore. I'll swear up and down by that program. I've been using it since the beginning, and I don't plan on quitting now. So I use these products to create, and now as I'm getting into it, I'm going to start doing a lot more animation and digital. And if you go to my website, which is www.artgraphicsinc.com, you can see my whole portfolio, all the graphic design that I've done, the videos, including the podcast. And I'm going to start adding more animation. I'm going to start adding in more abstract stuff. I got a lot of ideas for video, and it's going to be really, really great. But yeah, I mean, like, just all you have to do is subscribe and log on and look. And I'm going to start promoting services on Facebook. So if you go on to Facebook and you follow Art Graphics Inc., that's where a lot of stuff's going to be posted. And I'll post stuff through my personal page just to get it out there a little bit more. But I'm going to be offering custom profile pictures illustrated by me, graphic design packages, branding. If you need logos, stationery, all that stuff, I'm going to try to offer all that. And you can actually maybe go through Facebook onto my website. You can see that, and you can see the pricing and everything like that. I want to make it clear so that there's no debate. Because one of the hardest things about being a graphic designer is how to price everything. Because everybody's different. Everybody wants to price things differently. So with that amount, you want to price your logos in a certain way. You want to price your websites, any kind of animation or portraits or images. So doing that, having like a graphic design menu, kind of like a menu that when you go to the restaurant, it's going to be that one-stop shop. You can say, all right, this is how much a logo costs, this is how much the website costs, and there's no mystery. There's going to be no hidden charges or, oh, you want this added, it's going to be this additional extra. It should all be represented on that menu. So that's the mentality, that's the game plan, you know. And even with, like I said, with the Facebook, like the Facebook profiles, I'll do a custom illustration of a Facebook profile, and you can put that on your thing. If you want to animate a GIF as your profile, then that can be worked out too. You can do like a quick animation, and like let's say you want to be animated as an astronaut, that can be done. So all that's going to come into play. I got to work on my 3D skills, but hopefully I can work on my 3D skills as well. And that's the mentality. That's the mentality behind turning Art Graphics Inc. into a media entity, and then connecting that with Creators Corner and bringing that all together into one cohesive company. And with that, you can do film, and you can do animations, and maybe explore into gaming. That's always been a passion of mine, to hook up gaming and to really get that core experience, that pop culture core experience, you know. So hold on, this is getting kind of down to the thing, so I'm gonna try to peel off the label while I talk here. So bear with me. I don't know how well this is gonna work out. Oh snap! You gotta forgive me here, having a bit of a difficult time. But when you try to do this live, you tend to have some problems. So yeah. He had a great play on the screen pass where he chased the guy 17 yards downfield. Man, that's so damn good. You don't know. Anyway, so that's the focus. That's taking the idea of connecting Facebook. I was doing that with the first season of Creators Corner Creations. I would animate somebody based on their profile and give them a little shout out and stuff like that. But it was a lot of work involved when you're doing like a portrait piece or you're doing a character piece. You take that and you run with it, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got this really awesome piece. But it's very time consuming. Each piece will take about 12 hours, maybe more, depending on the level of detail I want to put into it. And you know, not everybody's susceptible to that way. I'd rather have people say, oh, do one on me than me just picking somebody at random. That way you kind of take the creep factor out of it. Like, why are you stalking my page making pictures of me? So I take that out. If you contact me, then I'll do one for you. And depending on how you want it, you can just put it in the message that, you know, I want it as a Creators Corner Creations, or I just want a profile picture, animated GIF, whatever it is you want. So let's do that. And that's the mentality of it. Now let's talk a little bit about the everybody's talking about the Harvey Weinstein assault thing, and that was pretty crazy. But what kind of got tucked in the back, because Weinstein is huge, he's all over Hollywood, so of course everybody's going to talk about that. But if anybody who follows Screen Junkies know that there was an issue with Andy Signore about his sexual assault allegations or sexual harassment allegations, and unfortunately he was, well, unfortunate because he was a lot of the brains behind Screen Junkies. He was one of the creators of Defy Media, the company that created Screen Junkies and all the shows that we got. Movie Fights, Honest Game Trailers, Honest Trailers, the Screen Junkie Show, all these awesome properties that came up in result of Defy Media. And in light of what happened, he was subsequently suspended and then a few days later fired. And since that's happened, Screen Junkies has been kind of quiet lately, and hopefully people don't, not unsubscribe or stop watching Screen Junkies of the actions of one person. You know, there's a lot of hardworking people over there, and they create really great content. They're very talented. So I'm sticking with them. I'm sticking with the company, because these people, they work hard and they have families of their own. They shouldn't be held accountable for the actions of one person. So I'm hoping, they continue to do the Honest Game Trailers, the movie fights, which I've watched religiously, and anybody who subscribed to Screen Junkies Plus and all that, please continue to support. I was following them in their humble beginnings. And seeing how much they've grown actually gives me hope for what I'm doing, that it can grow into something that big as well. So with that, we're I hope they continue to persist, but it's really messed up, and it's so crazy when you get somebody who's that personable. He's in front of the camera most of the time, between the programs and stuff like that. To see someone like that who's so personable. And be taken in that light kind of screws you up, but such is life. You can't take that for granted. We learned that the hard way with Bill Cosby, but with that, it gives hope for little people just trying to start out, to take that little property they have and make it grow really big. Screen Junkies did it, The Node does it, Epic Mealtime. I mean, all these started on YouTube, and they really got really big. And hopefully that happens here. What I'm doing is nothing revolutionary or groundbreaking, but trying to pepper it with something original. So far, I haven't seen anybody who's done it the way I've done it, which is kind of really raw and unscripted. Who will have a cigar while doing it or whatever. So, matter of fact, there's another one that's kind of similar, but they do it out of California and they have weed, and it's called Getting Dug with High, because they're high, so they've mixed up the words. So it's called Getting Dug with High, and it's really cool. Doug Benson does it, comedian, and they roll up and they smoke, and that's their niche. I love cigars and I love, scotch and brandy and all that stuff. So maybe that could be my niche with the pop culture. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. But I just want to get that out there. We'll talk about that a little bit. Robocop, thank you. And thank you for joining me. This has been an awesome podcast. I kept this one short because I went kind of long on the other one. So thank you for joining me. I've been your host, Anthony Cruz. Remember to follow me on Art Graphics Inc. on Facebook. Visit my website, artgraphicsinc.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tony Stereo. And like and subscribe and do all of that, because without that, I'm just a guy talking to a camera. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.